are live. We are live. 2 minutes left in the Week 2 NFL game. Bears versus Texans. I'm stressing over here, but it's early. It's early. Now y'all know when it's sports related. First, it's in conjunction with SYL ABDUL Sports. Also, Real Talk Productions.
Yes,
so I'm here with Silos. What's good with you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? I'm hurting too, bro. I'm hurting, but hey, see, I'm wearing the Dolphins jersey, the Zach Thomas jersey, trying to keep the momentum alive. I still believe we good, man. We good.
I learned a long time ago. I think it was my college years that sports is pain. Sports is pain, okay? And we're gonna talk about.
And we ain't talking about the soreness of playing.
First off, shout out to everyone supporting us over on X, Twitter. Y'all have been showing amazing engagement on my platform, SYL ABDUL Sports, and Carlos' X Twitter page as well. So shout out to y'all. Engage with whatever post you're watching, like it, share it, talk about it. We talking about the most popular sports when we do night views. Right now it's NFL time, so it's going to be plenty of NFL talk with that today. And as we said, we're just watching the end of this Bears-Texans game. Kind of give our impressions here. And first off, those I know there's a lot of new people finding our platforms here. We're also on the YouTube. If you're over on YouTube, Night Views YouTube, SYL ABDUL Sports YouTube, and Carlos channel as well. Make sure y'all support all the platforms there. We got the Sunday post game show and the Tuesday power ranking show, basically during the NFL. But we talk about other popular sports, WNBA. If there's any NBA news, things like that, right? So, Carlos, give some impressions here. We got the Texans driving. We got a defensive illegal contact, I think, coming here.
So I know, as a Chicago fan, it's tough. It's tough, You guys, you're expecting to be a little bit better, but to be honest with you, man, watching this game, I believe that there's a lot of good for y'all to take from this game. And I feel like even though they're winning, there's still a lot of flaws you can get out of Houston by studying this game.
So basically, the Bears defense, I think everyone can agree we were top 3 second half of last season. Looks like the same all-pro defense, like every level. We got an all-pro. And that's what shows. The Texans, under 20 points.
Yeah.
This is how you beat them, but our problem is generating our own offense because this could be an easy win for us right here, scoring 24 points. We should win this game,
Yeah.
So that's the part that hurts seeing is that our offense is not even top half in the league right now, and we got a nasty defense right now.
And what's crazy is, too, it's like it's a couple missed throws, overthrow. It's just not being on the same page with the quarterback. And this is what I'm saying. It's very early for you guys offensive wise because you got a rookie and he's trying to please everyone and trying to connect on that same page, but man, starting 1-1, I think y'all in perfect position
and we say all this, but we're getting the ball back with 140 left, so
right it's still not over.
Wins it. Still not over. A touchdown wins it. So but my thing is that your formula of beating the Texans, because you got CJ Stroud playing exactly how he normally plays, over 250 yards passing, touchdown, efficient. That's probably over 60% completion percentage. They got the running game with Mixon, though Mixon got banged up a little bit. Nico Collins on my fantasy team looks great for them. Stephon Diggs, they get the ball to Tank Dell and like short, running plays and stuff, even with him.
Yeah. This
is the Texans team. This is the playoff caliber, threatening AFC conference champion, Texans, right? And we held them to 19 points. That's what hurts because you look at our Bears, under 150 yards for Caleb Williams. So this is baby ball. I'm sorry. What do you think when you watching this, Carlos? Is it the offensive scheme or is it Caleb Williams making these mistakes to you?
To be honest with you, I don't blame Caleb at all. Because he's the most important thing that he's doing that a lot of these quarterbacks nowadays don't do is that he's taking the chance at throwing the ball, and the balls are getting in the area.
Okay.
Like look at this play right here. Look at this play right here.
Look at Doomsday.
You see that type of confidence. That type of confidence doesn't come without him trying those passes he was doing earlier in the game. Now he's getting more comfortable. He knows where people are running to. He can start throwing those type of passes now. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's about momentum. It's that repetition. So I
think it's the game plan because now it's a drop.
Yeah. You see, that hasn't helped either too. That hasn't helped either.
Well, not having Keenan Allen, we're seeing how huge Keenan Allen is. He's out for the game. If people don't know, he didn't suit up, and that's the number one target, right? I mean, DJ Moore is great.
Yeah,
Keenan Allen is Mr. Third Down, Mr. Move the chains, and he's not there.
I think another big piece that you guys are missing, and the way he's having a great season over in Detroit is Montgomery. Yeah.
That's just bad.
And that was a blindsided hit too.
Come on.
Come on, bro. What we doing, bro? We playing soccer?
Oh my goodness, man. This is just nerve-wracking because it's like we have the defense to beat this team, man. That's what's crazy about it. Gotta get rid of the ball, Caleb.
But you see, he's not getting any help, man. I know that Houston's defense is good, but if you're DJ Moore, I don't care if you're playing every second of this game. Like, you need to find a way open. Swift, where has Swift been?
Oh, we got a flag. What we got? Well, probably is holding. It's probably offensive.
They keep on showing the defenders play.
So it's 30 seconds left. Should be fourth down.
Illegal formation, offense.
They should have blew it dead then instead of letting him get smacked.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that
doesn't help.
Not at all. Not at all. You can tell this coach is also trying to learn how to play with a quarterback like Caleb Williams. He's trying to try different things and yeah.
So Coach Eberflus, he's a defensive guy, right? He has his unit, his specialties unit going. Then you have the new coordinator on offense who's supposed to have been better than last year. I'm just not. I don't know what's getting lost in translation, but the offensive line is terrible. You're not giving Caleb Williams enough quick options. 4th and 17. This should be.
Oh my God! Yeah, but do you notice how no one is looking for the ball? No one is looking back. They're just trying to run to the. I feel like they're playing like rec ball right now. They're just throwing that ball. There's no way Houston should have the ball with 30 seconds left.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Offensively, and when I say I mean they're out of sync. The receivers don't know what Caleb's doing. He's thinking they're supposed to be thinking something, and they're not.
Yeah.
If they show that replay, he throws it on the back of a Doomsday. Doomsday's streaking up the field still.
Yeah.
So Doomsday is supposed to break inside and see the ball.
It's honestly
running down the field.
It's honestly like Caleb Williams has one playbook, and then the receivers have a whole nother playbook.
Yeah.
That's how they've been playing the whole day.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Tough loss. Not that I feel like we're like totally outmatched. It's just that our offense is not ready. You look at the NFC North right now. You have teams that have their offensive scheme together. The Minnesota Vikings, and we'll probably talk about them in a moment. Though the Lions lost today, which is funny. They have their scheme, right? And even the Packers losing Jordan Love, we'll talk about them. They still know their scheme. We don't know our scheme.
Yeah.
We just don't. And that's what's nerve-wracking. Do I feel like, we just, have no chance? No. And during the week, we'll probably look at their schedule and stuff. But it just shows there's levels to this, man. And it's like, I know I'm a realist. If people watch my platform enough, they know even my favorite teams, I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm definitely honest about y'all teams. I'll probably tick people off with that. But I know our level on offense is nowhere where it needs to be to get 10, 11 wins. the team I'm seeing here that has an all-pro defense, average to below average offense.
Yep.
We're fighting to get 9 wins this season. That's what I'm seeing. I think there's teams that we're clearly going to be better than, like the Titans last week, and then there's teams like the Texans who are.
I got a lot to say about the Titans,
and everything. Let's see, shout out to Mr. J310 again. Shout out to y'all supporting these platforms. And these sports channels are really picking up on Twitter, and we got the Night Views channel on YouTube. So definitely appreciate. Y'all, Mr. J says Caleb will get it together with more experience. I believe that. I believe that. I'm honest with my team. Yeah, the Raiders, right? Yeah, we'll talk about your Raiders. Just to kind of sum up that, because I mean, we start off with the post game of the Bears and Texans. The Texans look like they're supposed to look. This is a contender. That's what the Texans are. You got all-pro quarterback play, all-pro receiver, and Nico Collins. I'm very happy to see that. Mixon, and then they have this nasty pass rusher on defense. I think it was Will Anderson, I believe his name was. Yeah, just wrecking shop. So that's what you need. You need a pass rusher on defense, competent secondary, good quarterback offense. That's the formula, Carlos, to contend for a title.
And I think one of the most important things as well that you mentioned actually with your team last week was not turning the ball over. If Stroud just keeps the ball in front of him, gets it to his players, you can see that the defense won this game for him because they just the Bears couldn't do anything on offense really.
Yeah. The running game don't look good for the Bears. Like I said, we talk about the passing game. The receivers just seems like it's two different playbooks out there. They're running this way. He's throwing. DJ Moore's upset. He got his money, so he can't be that upset. But getting about $28 million, he's good. But it's like it's practice. I mean that's what this is. This is I still got to go back and say, okay, Caleb Williams is a rookie. Okay. This is his second pro game ever, and we're taking lumps right now. But that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Let's see. Let's look at we got Mr. J here. CJ should have been a Raider. McDaniels rejected it. That's why he's jobless.
Hey, Minshew is a good pickup for you guys, man. I really like him as a Raider. I know so in a fit.
So let's get into this. Like I said, I think the game's final 19-13 Texans. I mean, like I said, that one hurts, man, because one thing I said going into this game, keep the Texans under 21 points. We have a chance. They literally did it. They literally did it, but not good enough. Not good enough, man. And we'll check out during the week. We'll go into more of the schedules and stuff like that. But let's go as we recap this week 2. We want to kind of start. We're going to first off highlight a few games. We're not going to highlight every game. So if y'all are here to see our favorite team, you may not see it because we kind of go through this kind of quick. Come back for the Power Rankings Tuesday show, Tuesday evening Eastern Standard Time. We may go a little more in depth with some of your teams. So just to let y'all know, so nobody get their feelings hurt. First thing we do want to touch on, though, when we talk about week 2, it started with Bills versus Dolphins. Yeah. Highly touted game. I mean, basically, that was a battle to win that division. Is the talk right now? It's not even about the game, really. I mean, the Bills won. I'll just say briefly before we get to the Tua stuff. Briefly, this is the style of Josh Allen that they need, where he doesn't have to be Superman. Their defense is reloaded. They save some money getting rid of contracts like Diggs, and we'll see how that works. Yeah, but they're running the ball well. The Bills, they are looking like the best team in that division. You would say, right?
Yeah, and not only that, I do want to give a shout out to Josh Allen. I know we give him a lot of slack, but I feel like he's a number one contender right now for MVP as of now in the league, and just a masterclass, man, masterclass. And he when he plays, man, he goes all in. Sometimes it just shows how much of a freak of nature Josh Allen really is. When you see some of these quarterbacks, how they get hurt, moving the ball in and stuff like that, Tua being one of them. And then you see Josh Allen that pretty much is running out there like a linebacker. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
And definitely on the Tuesday show, I'm gonna come up with I kind of have a way of coming up with like a almost like a tier ranking. It's power rankings, but we'll talk about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Carlos' reactions to that Tuesday, and then there's been some movement today. I'll just tell you that there's been some movement with the tier rankings. And then also I'll talk about my MVPs and kind of get your thoughts as well. But Josh Allen, I would say he should be the favorite right now.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about it. So, but that's one thing, right? We'll talk about the Bills and stuff in the future. Tua suffered, that scary head blow again. We saw this 2 years ago. It really was, weird seeing that, just almost surreal a couple years ago, seeing that. It was like, I think, a Thursday night game or Sunday night, or one of those nights. And his hand seized up, he does that rigor mortis type thing, right? And it's just scary to see, man.
Yeah.
It's scary to see that. And so all last season, and again, you're a Dolphins fan, so really, you probably should be talking us through this one here. Just seeing he had a healthy season last year, MVP votes. You get to this season, this game, all the pressure, because hey, you got to show up against the Bills, right? You can't talk about taking that next step if we don't beat the Bills. That's just that's how it goes. And they're having a stinker type of game. I mean, I haven't seen them play this bad. It's been a couple years. That was a pretty bad game for the whole team. And then he's trying to make a play down 3 scores, takes a shot in the head, and you see him do that thing with his arms. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like,
yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? And just this report that he's saying he's not done yet.
I kind of got a lot to say about the whole he's not done yet, but I want to just talk strictly about the game first. Tua should have never been put in that position as the quarterback, and as a former quarterback who's been hit with concussions and even since the college game, he had no help out there. We talk about the greatness of Waddle, the greatness of Tyreek Hill. And yes, I understand Tua needs to get them the ball, but there's so much that Tua was trying to do to get everyone on the same page, and it kind of felt like how your Bears were today. The receivers were on a different page, and not to say I'm not blaming obviously Tyreek or nothing like that, but just in general, the noise that's been outside of the Dolphins organization, since week 1, I feel like that had a big impact in the way we played this second game. There was still a lot of stuff going on, and it kind of got stuck in our heads, and it sucks because it's against, like you said, it's one of our biggest rivals, our kryptonite, most will say. And seeing Tua trying his best. We heard about week 1, how he rallied the troops and they got through it. But this, if this moment would have went differently and he didn't get the concussion and like he got that first down and they made a big drive or whatnot, like it could have been a very big moment just for the team. But in general, I just feel like he was put in a position, knowing his past, that he should not have been. Now, the reports that came out today about him saying he doesn't want to retire, he wants to come back out, he's going to go check more doctors. I was watching the pregame show today, and I forget his name. Former quarterback, he retired. He had a stroke on the field, so he had to retire for a little bit. Then he came back. And he talks about how this is a Tua decision. He went through the same thing. It's just about his family and stuff like that. When I see this type of situation, the mind is something that you never want to mess with. And a good example that this is reminding me of, and I'm going to switch it over to NBA for a second, is the whole Chris Bosh situation. As much as Chris Bosh at the time when it happened, not resented or was upset with them, he he didn't understand why they were telling him not that he cannot play, which is a Miami Heat organization, when he had his blood clot situation. Is because Miami knew Chris Bosh is the type of person, just like how Tua is. If he can play, if he feels right, he's going to go out there, even if it's going to damage him in the end. And this whole notion of the Dolphins taking the sidestep, letting Tua make this decision, I respect it, but at the same time, this is if it does happen again under this Dolphin organization, it will be 5 times that this man has had a concussion.
No.
And just with that alone, have you ever heard of a quarterback that's been through that many concussions? And he's in his late 20s, about to be 30?
I mean, when these concussions start happening, like when I really started watching the game, probably like in the 90s, you hear stories like Steve Young started getting these concussions, Troy Aikman, but they was like towards the end of their career, and it's like, okay, like why keep taking these hits like this anymore? So this is pretty early in Tua's career. I mean, just to be honest with you, he got his money, he got his guaranteed money. For I forget what the number is. It's over $100 million guaranteed that he's going to get. Yeah. So it's just a matter of, I think how I'm looking at this report is that he's saying, if there is a way for me to come back, just medically, he's going to take that step. It just depends on if he's really cleared or not. That's just kind of how I'm reading it. But Mr. J says the team needs to step in, do the right thing, protect player from himself. And that's my initial thought with that too.
Yeah.
And I think it's a tough situation, man. Like I feel okay. Just my real stance on this is that at the end of the day, it is his decision.
Yeah. Him and his families for sure.
Yeah. What do I want from this? I don't want to see this dude laid out like that no more. Like that almost ruins the game. You know what I mean? Just seeing that. It's like no one wants to watch primetime and see this dude get hit in the head again,
Well, it's not only that too, is that you're also putting the defenders in a position to now every time they're on the field with Tua, they're gonna take a step back, and now they're gonna put themselves in a position to not go full force, and then putting themselves in a vulnerable position to where they can hurt themselves on the field because they're so worried about, damn, this guy has had 4 concussions. If I hit him at my full strength, who knows, he might get another concussion. Now that goes to say, not every player thinks like that, but out of everyone that Tua got this concussion from, it was Damar Hamlin. And
that's what I was gonna say. That's the weird, ironic thing of this is that he ran into Damar Hamlin. Now people remember Hamlin pretty much died on the field a couple seasons ago, and they revitalized him. Took him a year or 2 to get back to where he's a starting safety again.
Yeah,
and he's the person that Tua runs into.
Yep.
That's just very ironic.
It's honestly, man. And I'm saying this obviously, I'm a Dolphins fan, and I love Tua. I think Tua has potential to be one of the greats quarterbacks for the Dolphins, but I feel like the Dolphins, and it sucks, and I don't like saying it because it sounds dirty, but I feel like the Dolphins cannot take that next step until they figure out this situation with Tua and the quarterback situation. Now, if we're going to touch on it more, I think moving forward, I do believe the Dolphins need to go get at least a veteran right now, not a rookie. Like, I think right now we're at a point, we have a good, solid team. If you get a guy I'm just throwing names out there. If you get a guy like a Flacco, or you get a guy who's been in the system, a name that's been thrown out there a lot, Ryan Tannehill, someone like that who can already just establish himself into a system. As a guy who's sitting on his couch, or doing something else, your team coming back, you're going to have Waddle, you're going to have Tua, you're going to have Odell Beckham in a couple games. Like, why not take that chance? You know, Thompson, he is a good QB, but he's a good backup QB. I don't want him as my starter. As much as I like him.
Then you mentioned Skylar Thompson. That's the current backup.
Yeah.
For the Dolphins from Kansas State, meaning he's not coming with a lot of pedigree as a late round pick there, and that's the shoe in as the backup. This is my thing, and we'll kind of get off your team here, but if you knew Tua had these issues, like, wouldn't you have? I would have had Flacco. I would have paid Flacco a couple million to back up. You know what I mean? Just to have that backup plan. And that's just why I'm kind of bothered that Skylar Thompson, 7th rounder, the
thing that I've noticed about this team, and it's a cool thing to see because you don't see it very much anymore. But at the same time, it does hinder your team, and that's that McDaniels is the type of guy that he's gonna play with his guys. You know, that's why we have Mostert. That's why we have, you know, Wilson Jr. That's why we have a lot of these players that played with McDaniels, you know, in other teams in the past that have excelled under his, you know, leadership and scheme. And, you know, it's a good thing, but it's also a hindering thing as well. So I just feel like this was more of a statement of we want to back Tua. Tua's been in a you know, first couple of years of his career in a horrible situation when it comes to coaching. So we want to just prove to this guy that, hey, we're 100% behind you. But at the same time, as we talked about it, you guys are hindering the Dolphins. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they decide here is going to be a big step. I mean, no one anticipates Tua playing for at least a month. I would say even till Thanksgiving, to be quite honest. And if they're going to really let this play out, but from that point, you still need that quarterback room has to get better. Because we'll probably briefly touch on in your division. I was his AFC East. You got the Patriots playing good, so this version of the Patriots. So the Dolphins don't want to get left behind. So we'll talk more about that, but definitely, hey, you know, we all wish the best for Tua, man. Like whether 100%. He's your favorite team or not, you know, I want to see this Dolphins team at full strength and see what they can do this season.
And I feel like that's what hurt the most watching this game, because I feel like this season we are actually the best that we have been since the start of this whole Tyreek Hill, Mike McDaniels run. And you know, obviously, you know, I'm wearing my Zach Thomas legendary jersey right now just to show that, you know, I still have faith, and I believe we do. And if we find, like I said, if we find that veteran quarterback that can just slip in and you know, play their lights out, you know, everybody's throwing around the Tom Brady rumor. I do not see that happening. I mean, if it does, though, I am not against it. That'll be the first time I would actually root for Tom Brady.
That'd be pretty wild. Pretty wild. But I think with Brady, and it's not the fact, I think Brady's crazy enough to come back and play, but he's thinking ownership now, and I don't think he's going to get a piece of the team and all this stuff. I don't think they're going to do all that. So,
well, you say that, and it's funny because the Dolphins owner just released that he's selling 15% of the company.
That's wild.
I think that's why those rumors of a Tom Brady has been circulating because of that.
We'll see.
Exactly. So all of it's speculation, obviously, but
the rumor mill will continue with that for sure, for sure. But let's get into our week 2 recap. We want to kind of get through a few games that stood out today, and then we have a little, you know, some other segments that we'll touch on as well too. So let's get the music going here, and let's 25 win today. What was crazy about this game? First off, this is Patrick Mahomes from last 2 seasons, managing the game, not really getting the ball up the field. Joe Burrow played his butt off, man, but once again, last minute, you let Mahomes have the ball, and Mahomes wins.
With this game, it showed the importance of a Mixon, the importance of having Higgins, and you know, obviously Higgins wasn't out there. it showed Burrow was missing his guys out there. I do want to give a shout out to Gesicki. I thought he was freaking balling, and he's going to be a nice asset for Burrow out there. But it was weird to see this because Mahomes, for some reason, he always you know how some players always have that one player that they play against that always like it's either going to be really good or it's going to be like, and it's always against this team right here. And it's a
tough matchup. I mean, Bengals 0-2 in the AFC, I think North. I'll be forgetting these divisions, but this isn't good for the Bengals to start off 0-2. But it's a theme this week. Because I know everyone likes to panic after some of these upsets. Yeah. I got a ray of sunshine from some of y'all, some of your contending teams. Yeah. And I'll mention it later. I'm going to have it as a cliffhanger. But the Bengals starting off 0-2, Jamar Chase not really getting involved as much. And Jamar Chase wants his money. He wants $35 million and $1. But that'll be more than Justin Jefferson. This is a true story. Yeah. He wants to make at least $1 more or 1 cent more than his old college teammate, LSU teammate, Justin Jefferson, who is the best receiver in the game. Jamar Chase is not giving number one numbers, but the whole point, he wasn't involved that much. T. Higgins is out. He wants his money. He wants at least $32 million. The Bengals, there is some little trouble behind the scenes and on the field with them. So we'll see.
And also with Barrow, he has he's not admitting to it and stuff like that, but you can see his wrist is still hurting him, man. Like last game, trying to pick up that water bottle, he was hurting. Like it's a either he's drugged up or
Oh, he's definitely drugged up. Yeah, the way he was flexing his wrist last week against the Patriots, and the way he looked today, he looked like Joe Cool once again. So that's definitely drugs. That is definitely drugs going on there. So, but with the Chiefs, when Mahomes is kind of playing check down ball, you had about 100 all-purpose yards from Pacheco, who did get banged up at the end. Rashee Rice is looking like a true number one receiver. 75 yards off 5 receptions and a touchdown. He's showing number one speed, route running, big playability. They got another one. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs got another one. So that's pretty scary.
And with Kelsey barely touching the ball as well, man. We haven't even seen Kelsey at his. I feel like Kelsey's still in preseason mode. The way he's playing.
I'll give you an analogy because I know we like crossing sports here, but I'm looking at Travis Kelsey. He's kind of like your Jimmy Butler. He's just saving. He's saving it for the playoffs. Man. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Kelsey at all.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. That's a great comparison.
So we'll see the Chiefs 2-0. Spoiler alert, they are top my power tiers. Come back Tuesday for more people on that. Let's go to, again, a day of, I guess, some shockers. This was a laugher for Derek Carr. The Saints going to Dallas, Texas, lays down 44 two-pieces on the Cowboys, 44-19. Alvin Kamara, 4 touchdowns. That's 3 on the ground, 1 in the air. Dak Prescott messes up again. With a $60 million man. Carlos, what's your thoughts on this game?
So for the we have my segment, Silo's cases. The Saints are one of those teams on that case for the dark horse in the league. Believe it or not, from what I saw today, what I saw last week from these Saints team, and many of you may not agree with me, but I'm getting flashes of that old Saints team with Drew Brees when they went to the Super Bowl. It was a veteran quarterback. You had your running back. You had some good receivers out there. Listen, this running game, all of a sudden they're healthy. They're running everywhere. He's passing the ball. Carr. And listen, Carr had the last couple seasons, we can say what we want, on the win column, but he's had some decent, production as a QB, especially with the Saints. So don't sleep on the Saints. And the Cowboys, all I would say is, are we really surprised? Like, I was so upset today. I put a ticket out there to bet, and I don't know what came over me to think that what Dallas displayed last week was something that, like, hey, you know, they're gonna come out and play good. Joke's on me, because Dallas Cowboys, and here's your plug for your show. They are who they are.
Same old Cowboys, right?
Same old Cowboys. I mean,
this is the thing. What I have kind of learned, and I knew this before this season, we just get caught up in the Kool-Aid of week one. Our teams are looking. But because of preseason, for the longest, you can't really conclude too much from the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
You actually can't. But there's a caveat to that. You can go on the road, like the Bengals, they went on the road, lost the game. They lost at home against the Patriots, which wasn't good. Then you have other teams losing at home. The thing is, you don't want to lose at home. You can have a slip up early in the season.
Yeah.
You can't get rocked at home like this, Cowboys. So I actually am worried. I think the Cowboys,
especially having your number one receiver, I guess, on their team, which is CeeDee Lamb, who just got paid, and then your number one quarterback, who just got paid, literally last game, and you're showing this. I mean, this is going to make a lot of people laugh, but I think the best person on the field today was Ezekiel Elliott. Like, where was everybody else?
Well, I am going to laugh at that one, but with the one thing I'm worried, we're going to get on Dak in just a moment. I'm worried about the defense of these Cowboys, and I kind of have the same problem I have with them as I do with the Jets. That we'll talk about them in a moment. If the defense, this is supposed to be a strength of your team, you're getting rocked 40 points at home. Like Micah Parsons, you think you're gonna get that highest paid defensive player when you pretty much had a zero? Well, okay, he got 2 tackles and 1 assist. You're not getting the highest paid defender money doing that. Nothing was disrupted. Derek Carr looked like Joe Montana out there. It was pretty ridiculous. And then Alvin Kamara, he is this good, and it's good to see him healthy.
Yes,
but is the Cowboys defense that weak? That's what's bothering me with this performance.
I feel like, first of all, Micah Parsons, stay off social media, focus on being better on defense.
Yeah.
Like what are we even talking about right now?
Yeah, fill your gaps, bro.
Yeah. But I feel like, and again, there's a lot of teams out there. I mean, that's probably what the Bengals are going through right now. It's just, and with the Dolphins and stuff, their head is just not in it, man. Like, they're so worried about other things, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'll go practice later. No, man, like, you guys are not fully committed to this scheme, to what you want to do, and it's play football, man. Like, we're so worried about everything else but playing football now.
The Cowboys, they're not as good as they think they are. They're not as good as their fans think they are.
They never are.
Sorry, man. Now, right. So your defense is overrated. I'm just going to put this out here for the Cowboys. Yeah. This is your dilemma, losing at home week 2 of this season. Your defense is overrated. You really should rethink your defensive scheme, to be quite honest. And again, I wouldn't pay Micah Parsons. I actually wouldn't. I think you need several more pieces. So that's one thing. Yeah. CeeDee Lamb is that good. $34 million man, 4 catches, 90 yards, a great touchdown that he had. Give him the ball more. How about that? Only 4 catches?
I really think Jared Jones, he should have stuck to his guns and not paid Dak.
I wouldn't have paid Dak. I like CeeDee Lamb. Lamb, but
here's the thing too with CeeDee Lamb is that you can see these routes that he's taken, and he is wide open, and just Dak can't get the ball there, and it's just like you can imagine. Look, I'm even gonna put your guy out there. I would imagine seeing a Caleb Williams who can accurately throw a football with a guy like CeeDee Lamb out there, or dude, Derek Carr himself.
Derek Carr would roast with the CeeDee Lamb, and shout out to the weapons he does have. Raheem Shaheed, great weapon out of nowhere. Olave. Fantasy owners should be happy with him. Olave, he's on my fantasy team. Good to see him getting some production. I got a bye week this week in my league, so early bye week. But in fantasy views, Carlos fantasy team.
Yeah, it's been a rough one for you, boy. It's been a rough one for you, boy.
My final point with this game, though, we mentioned Dak Prescott a couple of times. Not that his numbers were bad; it was bad decisions. I mean, 27 to 39, 300 yards, basically, not bad. First interception, his receiver slipped, so I'm giving him a pass on that one. Yeah. That last interception, when you had a little momentum, you could have made this a wild fourth quarter if you pushed the ball down the field. He throws double coverage, and his man didn't have position. I'm like, okay, that's the old Dak. That's the Dak where I'm like, why am I paying this guy $60 million to make a bad decision?
He had, and I know we're going to get to them, he had a meltdown, I should say, as like Lamar did today. It's that panic of, Lamar's panic is, I don't know, I can't throw nobody, I'm going to run the football. And then you got Dak's, panic is, I'm going to just throw the football out of bounds and really.
Dak, yeah. All I'm saying, just, and during the week, again, we'll look at the divisions more, but hey, right now I think the Commanders probably have a better team than the Cowboys, but we'll talk about that in the future.
Shout out to Daniel's mom, too.
Jaden Daniels. And real quick, I'm glad because we're not really going to go, though I shouted out the Commanders, we're really not going to go through their games. No one really cares, about them. But I do have a new series also coming on ABDUL Sports. Again, that's on YouTube. I'll post some stuff on Twitter. The Rookie Watch.
Hey.
According to the odds, I'm going to be following. I'm watching all their snaps, bro. I'm doing intense studying.
I like it.
Watching. And these numbers have changed actually after today. But right now, the four standouts. And I'm going to throw in another person. But yeah, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Marvin Harrison Jr. exploded today. With 3 touchdowns. And Xavier Worthy, who is a big play guy. You won't see that every game. Bo Nix of the Broncos, he's not good, but he's going to be in the conversation of Rookie of the Year. So new series coming to ABDUL Sports. Just wanted to shout out, give Jaden Daniels some love. He's actually looking pretty good over there with the Commanders. So shout out to him. Next game we want to touch on. 49ers. And this is your theme here, right? You were saying, hey, the week of the upsets.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. You got the 49ers feeling good, beating up the Jets, or maybe the Jets were just that bad. And going to Minnesota, Sam Darnold is a real quarterback, y'all. Sam Darnold's a real quarterback, and he has the best receiver in the world, Justin Jefferson. What do you think? Do you think the 49ers should be worried?
Yes. But now I say that very broadly because what we learned today is that this league is starting to shift from that system quarterback. You could see the standouts of when a team has an actual quarterback who can run the game, take control of the game and stuff like that. And when you have a guy who you just place in a system and hopefully that system works. Hopefully everything's clicking at the right cylinders. Purdy, this was your weekend to prove to all of us that you are not that system guy, that you are him. You are the guy. Like last week was not a fluke. You guys should not have lost this game. And for somebody who's complaining about money this whole offseason, these last 2 games, I know it's early. We have not seen you at all. Where have you been, Mr. Brandon Ayuk?
Oh my goodness.
It's honestly, I'm glad he's out of my fantasy team because I would be so frustrated. It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. But one thing we have to think about for the future of the Vikings is Jefferson did pull, I think it was a hamstring, was it? Or something like that during the game?
Justin Jefferson? Yeah. I don't know if there's an update on that one. Let's see. Justin Jefferson. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's something just to think about in the future. But I feel like this season we're going to see the quarterbacks who are true quarterbacks and then system quarterbacks. Yeah. We're going to see the difference a lot this season. I think that's going to – go ahead.
Real quick with the Justin Jefferson. It was a quad injury, but it seems to be a day-to-day thing. So,
okay.
Again, more drugs. He'll be back.
Yeah.
he'll be back on the field. But, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to finish off with saying I feel like this season is going to open up the doors for these coming quarterbacks in college, for the good quarterbacks who are actually not system quarterbacks who like, if you guys don't know what I'm trying to say with that is quarterbacks who will do a like a Peyton Manning, switch things on the ground, move things around, don't have to just rely on what the coach is telling you to run.
So have a little more command over the game plan. I mean, this is what I would say. First, with the 49ers, I'm actually not worried. I'm actually going to vote and say I'm not worried about the 49ers because this was on the road. Yes, it was early in the season. Again, week 2, it takes 2 or 3 weeks. They won that first game handily. They go on the road and beat a team. I think the Vikings caught them by surprise. As far as the numbers overall, Brock Purdy, not bad. He was running for his life a couple of times out there. The Vikings, now this is your boy, Brian Flores, his defense. He's a former coach of the Dolphins. He wasn't a fan of Tua.
I will give credit to what it's due. Yes, it was tough having him as the head coach and going through all that with Tua. But when he has his job and he does what he needs to do, he's great. I feel like
his defense, his defense, he had a great scheme. But shout out to Jordan Mason. He wasn't a one-hit wonder. 20 carries for 100 yards, a touchdown. He looks good. Like, he moves good. But that's what I was watching a lot of their snaps. And I was like, okay, this guy got some juice, So I think Jordan Mason's not a fluke. I think that guy's really that good. He's going to make himself a lot of money as long as
I would like to see him out there with a Christian McCaffrey, as you putting McCaffrey as a catcher and have Mason run the ball. I think that'll be a nice, a cool scheme to see them together out there. I think
he's another weapon.
Cool. Yeah,
he's another weapon out there. So I thought that was good. Debo Samuels, I think nearly 150 yards all-purpose.
I got him on my
yards. So the old Debo Samuel is back because I don't know where he was at the last couple of seasons. So he's looking healthy, and he's out there. Now you mentioned Brandon Ayuk. I'm why pay this man $30 million? And Jawan Jennings looks better out there. Old man George Kittle was a better weapon than Brandon Ayuk. This is an L for the 49ers organization. Y'all were playing chicken with him, and y'all blinked for some reason. You should have shipped him to the Patriots or the Steelers, and got your compensation, man. This is a joke.
And before the game started, Justin Jefferson, there was a rumor that he was in those trade talks for Ayuk for him. Do you imagine Justin Jefferson in this 49ers team? Like what are we even talking about?
It wouldn't be fair. Yeah, it wouldn't even be fair. I mean, it wouldn't be fair. And the Vikings, they're pretty smart. And first off, they were ready to pay Justin Jefferson. That's why he got $35 million, highest paid receiver in the game. And they didn't want no Brandon Ayuk back. Like the Vikings, like nah. Like I would have hunted Swan straight up on John Lynch, the GM over there. But just long story short, with this, with the 49ers, thumbs up to the Vikings. They're in the NFC North with my Bears. They're not no pushovers.
Yeah,
they got a good defensive scheme, good offensive scheme. Aaron Jones, the Packers' former running back, he's looking good and fresh, with the Vikings too. So props to the Vikings. 49ers, just catch your breath. I'm actually not worried. About the 49ers. So we'll see how that turns out. Now, one team I probably am worried about is the Detroit Lions. So they come home and get out physicaled at home. I'm a little worried. The Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield showed he just wanted it more. If you watch how he plays, like he's a fiery dude. And I'm worried about the Lions, that they are a little bit too vanilla on offense. If the running game ain't going crazy, you could just push him around. What did you kind of see with this?
So what I saw with this is actually, and do they have things to worry about, the Lions? Yes. But am I worried about the whole Lions in general? No. Because we haven't truly seen, even though he had 11 receptions, 119 yards, we haven't really seen St. Brown go off. Their running game is there. It's working. I think adding Montgomery, I wish Montgomery stayed with Chicago because I feel like that's what you guys are missing. But but I want to give them time to mesh. I feel like the Lions are being the Lions right now. What I took from this game, and we saw glimpses of it last season with Baker Mayfield. He's all in. He's all in with Tampa, and I think Tampa. They're on my board, on my case file. They are a dark horse this season. I know it's early. It's only week 2, but do not sleep on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I feel like in general with Godwin and all them, this group is going to surprise a lot of people this season.
Yeah, I'm a fan of how the Bucs play, and that's going to be a very interesting NFC South. They're there with the Saints, right? Yeah. So we're going to be looking at them during the week. That's going to be a pretty fun matchup with them. And yeah, Baker Mayfield, he just knows the style of game that he wants to play. Yeah. You got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, spreading the ball around over there. But the defense is tough. And with the Lions, the formula for the Lions to lose is if you allow Jared Goff to throw the ball 55 times. That's what he did today. 34 of 55. Yes, over 300 yards, 2 interceptions. But that's less carries for Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, and they even had Jameson Williams running the ball. Yeah, the line if Goff gets like close to 40 or more attempts, they're probably going to lose that game, and that's what happened with them.
Yeah. He I don't want to say he panics. It's just I don't know what it is, man. He just sometimes he tries to do too much, and I feel like they just need to stick to a certain scheme and just follow it because. Man, it's hard to see sometimes because you see some of these routes that the receivers are running, and you're just like Goff, like they're wide open, man. Like what's going on? You know,
yeah, just no real clutch gene with with Jared Goff. Like I want to really catch the Lions when they're looking like this. I want my Bears to catch them slipping. So.
MTJ, sleeping one eye open.
Well, he disappeared after they lost. You know how they do. They talk all week. They team lose, they just disappear.
That chat was really quiet today. I don't know what happened.
We still here. Like we all took L's. Like we still here. All right.
I'm still repping. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know why we lost too. But now, man, let me know how this team lost. The Ravens lose at home. Now, this again, my worry meter. Who's the other teams that the big teams that lost this week? We said Lions, Niners. I forget the other team that was like a standout team. I'm not worried. Cowboys. Yeah, I'm worried about the Cowboys. Yeah. I'm worried about the Lions. You're saying you're not. I'm not worried about the Niners. I'm worried about the Ravens.
Yeah,
I'm really worried. You lose this at home. Everyone forgave you losing to the Chiefs, so you really should have won that game. To collapse like this in the fourth quarter, not even to collapse, just not moving the ball, not, making the plays. Derrick Henry's non-existent. How is that possible? How is this like you let Gardner Minshew come in here giggling and taking this game on the road? 0-2 Ravens, I'm worried because in your same division, the Steelers, they're playing Mike Tomlin ball.
Yeah.
2-0. Right, the Browns even got their act together.
Listen.
The Bengals and Ravens 0-2. That's insane. And the Ravens, I'm sorry, their offense it just disappears. What did you notice in this game outside of Lamar Jackson panicking and running for the last play?
Well, yeah. Obviously, I had a lot to say with that last play, but in general, I mean, just like. This I don't know if it's the scheme that they're running. I felt like this move to get Henry was more like hurtful for the Ravens than it was good, which is to me the craziest thing to even think about saying because like Henry just seems like he doesn't fit. Like I feel like we're getting less of what we want out of Henry or what we've been getting. We've been used to seeing him take a team like the Tennessee Titans, put it on his back and run. But I feel like they're hindering him from doing anything like that. And then, just in general, you see Lamar trying to like prove, I guess, that this is still his team. And it's just like, I don't feel like it was ever in question that this was not your team. He starts doing these decisions where it's just like this is like rookie or like second year Lamar. you're already established. You got your MVP, man. We know this is your squad. Why are you so like hesitant to make a certain decision? You know, like it's really frustrating to see. But
yeah, I'm a fan of Lamar's game, and it's like I'm just gonna say it. I think he's a front running quarterback. I think that's just what he is. Like he needs to. Him and his team has to jump on you early, 2-score lead, and kind of maintain. You put him down 2 scores and say, "Hey, take us home," or "Hey, game is tied. Here, take the ball." You know what I'm saying? Bring us home. I don't think Lamar Jackson's that guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, they had the lead for a lot of this game, and then all of a sudden it was just like this. It was like that quicksand. You know, he got stuck in it, and then he's trying to do anything to climb out of it, and he's just sinking the hole deeper and deeper. And I feel like we're starting to see this because of having a guy like Derrick Henry with a Lamar Jackson, which is it should elevate the team, but his whole mindset is I don't need a great running back because if I need to run the ball, I'm going to. And I feel like now he's just overthinking like, damn, I have Henry. He should be running it. But at the same time, this is my game. So I feel like he's just conflicted with himself. And I know it's early. You know, they have to mesh a little bit more, but it's
yeah. I have no excuses. I have no excuses for them. You know what I mean? And so being now 0-2, again, I am worried about this team. Let's see. Next week they play the Cowboys. Oh man, that's gonna be interesting because whoever lose that game, I'm really gonna be down on them. So, and they're going to Dallas. So I'm just saying, I'm even after that game, I'm worried about the Ravens in like a big game and it's close. I just don't believe in Lamar Jackson like that. I just really don't. I mean, so it's kind of a shame. I just think this is what the team is, man.
And here's the thing: it's like the only reason why I'm so harsh on Lamar and the Ravens in general is because of the season they had last year. You guys should be that and way better now because you have a Derrick Henry, because they were really good last season, but then you got even better by adding Derrick Henry, and it feels like y'all just took 10 steps backwards, and it's just baffling to me. It doesn't make no sense.
And like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, you need to trust your offense can make that play.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone really trusts, you know what I mean, that Lamar makes the play. So that's just where they're at, man. I mean, yes, it's still early in the season, yes, but they're 0-2 and they lost a bad game at home.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the Ravens. That may be a new segment during the week. I'm going to take my panic meter.
You can't blame the field, you know, whatever. Nah, you can't do that, you know. You know, this is the Ravens.
I look good. Now, a team that, I mean, I don't know, this Heckle and Jide or whatever they call it. They got Jets and Titans.
Listen,
the Jets, man. What can I say? Where do I start with the Jets? I mean, the Titans are as bad as people think they are. They made my Bears look pretty good this first week, and the Titans gave the Jets all they can handle. What did you notice with this? I mean, this is AFC East Division.
Do you see how this how he's has his hand up right here, all excited? This is not what you should be doing. You should be worried because this is, if not the worst team in the league right now. Like the Jets barely came out like on top here. Like they were struggling the whole game, and not only that, their identity, if you want to call it that, has been defense, and it's just like, where was that? You know, Aaron Rodgers, he had a decent game, but at the same time, it's like it was more like he's just in motion. They got out to a lead early, and he was able to maintain. We talk about, you know, maintaining that offense. That's kind of what it looked like Aaron Rodgers was doing the whole game, just making, you know, little things here and there. But that defense was just, it was bad, man. It was bad watching.
Yeah, I mean these are the Jets fans, we gotta have like a tough conversation with y'all. You know, last year, all the hoopla, Aaron Rodgers, and our defense is this and that. Aaron Rodgers, you know, blows his Achilles, right? 4 plays? And everyone was like, "Oh man, if Aaron Rodgers was there, this team would have. This is how your team would have looked, like last year.
Yeah,
this is old Aaron Rodgers. This is what y'all got last year. Yes, he got hurt. You would have got more of this last year. Meaning, this is a borderline playoff team. Yeah. That's what the Jets are. 18 for 30, 176 yards. Aaron Rodgers. This is game manager. You know, Brock Purdy's putting up better numbers.
Now the Patriots are putting better numbers than this. Like the Patriots right now, if they were to play the Jets, I think they'll blow them out.
They look like my Bears offense out there. That's what the Jets look like. And I have an excuse. I have a rookie. Yeah, like this is Aaron Rodgers.
The thing is that you guys have a rookie, but then you guys also have potential to get better. With them, it feels like this is all you got, and it's only gonna get worse because it just looks like Aaron Rodgers just doesn't care. He's gonna go smoke a doobie in the back, and that's it. Go do some ayahuasca stuff.
You mentioned as far as getting word. This was one of the teams we kind of highlighted last week with the schedule because they had that bad loss in week 1. Now we could pencil in today they won against the Titans. Great.
Yeah.
There are no gimmies. If this is the offense that we're getting, where they're averaging pretty much 19 points a game. Patriots ain't no slouches. Same division. Yep. So they've always give Jets problems. The Broncos, that's probably the Vikings are tough. Bills, Steelers. You got another division game against the Patriots, and then Texans. They could easily be like 3-6 first 9 games here.
And to be honest, I know Knicks played bad with Denver today and whatever, like the whole team or whatever. But I think after having a game like this, you got a coach who's a veteran coach. He's been through it. He talked to his team, Broncos. I think they could beat the Jets as well if they have a good day. So I don't know.
Any like just balanced team are not scared of the Jets. I think they could beat the Broncos. I do think that's a team they can get, but I'm saying out of like the next 6 games, that's probably the one game that the Jets, because I think any of those other games, the Patriots is going to get one of those games. They probably get them the next time or whatever, or vice versa. But the way these Jets look right now, you're not beating the Steelers the way they're playing right now. Mm-mm. Bills, Vikings, Texans, no.
And I don't know if we're gonna touch on him, but shout out to Fields, man. I feel like he's found this team. They're backing him. He looks comfortable out there, and I honestly think Wilson needs to just retire or go somewhere else. Yeah,
but definitely honorable mention because though I'm a fan of what Justin Fields did. I'm a fan of the Steelers. TJ Watt is my current favorite defensive player until Myles Garrett kicks it in. Steelers 2-0. Justin Fields, game manager, right? 120 yards. That's just don't turn the ball over. Run the ball. Defense. That's the Steelers formula. So definitely a shout out, honorable mention to the Steelers. Mike Tomlin ball. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Now speaking of someone balling, the man is back for real. Kyler Murray put on a clinic today. I would happen to really catch this game from the beginning, and I called the first 2 touchdowns of Marvin Harrison Jr. What did you see with this game, man? The Cardinals, Kyler Murray is back.
This is what I saw. This is what I saw right here. The dark horse of the league right here. That's what I saw. This is the team that everybody needs to just don't sleep on this team, bro.
Let's get into the first one. I'll just say real quick, Marvin Harrison Jr. again, he jumped up on my Rookie of the Year watch. I'm doing a rookie series, the rookie favorites for this season. I'll be dropping on my channel, SYL ABDUL Sports. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a part of it. He was looking like Randy Moss out there. That was just great to see. I'm going to go more in depth during the week with that. But since you brought it up, let's go into your dark horse. Silos cases. Officially, let us know the deal with this, man. Let me hold on. Let me clear this out for you because we want to hear you properly with this here as we end up the NFL segment here. Dark horses, what we got?
So I know it's early and we've been prefacing that, but these 2 teams I had mentioned with the Saints. First of all, we'll start small to big. The Saints, to me, they're giving these flashes of that Drew Brees Super Bowl winning team. They can be that if they stay this good. Now the Cardinals literally woke up this season and just said, we're coming out here and we're shutting everybody up. And I feel like we thought last week was a fluke. At least I did. This week, man, the Cardinals just they ain't a team to sleep on. Tampa, just because I love what Baker Mayfield's doing out there, I see them. They showed flashes last year of being a great a potential of being a great team. This season, they look like they're just bought in, and not only is the coaching staff behind them, but his players around him are behind Baker Mayfield. Now, yes, I do have an honorable mention. I do have the Bears on there. And even with today's loss, I still feel like they can be – I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. They are a dark horse just because of how good their defense is. And if they make the right tweaks and they just finally get on the right – like the same page on offense, your Dolphins, your Bears can really make some noise in this league. And so I was trying to come up with a couple different things this weekend, and it's like we said, man, this is the weekend of upsets, and I believe that these are the dark horses of the season. So that's what we got going.
All right. So dark horses again. I'll say I like the Saints. I think because, man, if you can put up points like that and have a pretty stout defense, you pretty much could be in any game. And I like that division on NFC South. You got the Buccaneers. That's your other dark horse. And the Falcons are not as bad as I know they look bad week one. Again, it's early. They play the Eagles tomorrow. And I guess we'll briefly touch on that. But and then the Cardinals, with the Rams getting banged up, because there was a lot of – they lost Cooper Kupp also today. Puka Nakua is already out. The offensive line is in shambles as far as the Rams.
Yeah.
So that leaves way for the Cardinals to challenge the 49ers. Kyler has won this division before. People just they have amnesia just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the thing. If this Cardinals team shows up against the 49ers team that was playing today, it's wraps. It's wraps. Honestly.
It's not it's not as far-fetched. You can't translate what you did last year, to the next season. You got to show up, and Kyler Murray showing up, man. And, he only lost week one because Josh Allen went supernova in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's really – he played a good game against the Bills too. So I'm just saying, I like your Saints pick because I think people sleep on the Saints too much, and Bucks and Cardinals. The only team I don't agree with is my team. You picked my team, the Bears. Our offense is not there, but give us a couple weeks. We'll see what happens.
There's something about it, man, and I don't know if it's the hoopla of the TV show. I forgot the name of it. The HBO
Hard Knocks. Yeah.
Hard Knocks. Yeah. I don't know if it's the hoopla of that, but I see the potential in you guys and in Caleb Williams, and just like seeing, like, especially today, there was a play where he gets hit out of bounds, and you saw the team rally around him trying to fight the other players, and you were like, bro, like you see the camaraderie, you see that they're trying to make this work, and once they get on that same page, it's going to be scary for the Bears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, no, we'll definitely see. We'll see what happens with that overall. Now, before we shift gears, we got a little NCAA Heisman talk before we end the show. Before we do that, I don't have my graphics, but I got to fire the graphics person, which is me. Philly, Eagles versus Falcons, Monday Night Football. I'm trying to see, is this a road game? It's at Philly. Okay, so Falcons at Philly. The A.J. Brown, star receiver for the Eagles, is ruled out.
Right.
But you still got a ton of other weapons. Still got Saquon. Smith. You still got weapons.
Yeah.
And Hurts is not, Hurts is an above average quarterback to me. He kind of plays dumb like Dak sometimes, but anyway. Let's see. Do I have the full? Okay, the line right now is Philly is a 5.5 point favorite at home. Falcons coming to town. Over under 46. 46 points. I don't. What I learned from this week, Carlos, I don't trust the line early in the season. I just don't trust it. If it's over like 3-4 points, I don't trust it. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What's going on?
Yeah.
40. So I'm leaning more towards over under for this game. Over under 46 points for Falcons, Eagles. No AJ Brown. I'm kind of smelling the under because I think the Falcons could keep the Eagles. I don't think they're gonna let Saquon get 4 touchdowns, right? I'm leaning more towards under because I'm thinking this would be like a 21-13 type game. Eagles, I think, will win too. But what you think?
I think it depends on what Jalen Hurts we get. We talked about it last week. It always falls back on him that he has the weapons. Yeah, he ain't gonna have AJ Brown out there, but AJ Brown wasn't really a big factor last week for him. Especially when you have Saquon running the ball like he does. I think Saquon is on a mission this season. I think Saquon is gonna if the Falcons play how they played last week, I see Saquon just tearing up the whole field with them. And I agree with you point wise. I don't see this being a high scoring game, but then again, it's like I'm saying, it all relies on who or what Jalen Hurts we're getting. Because if we get the guy who's unsure of himself and is throwing these crazy it's going to be a low scoring game. But if not, if the run game's hidden and he's slinging that thing,
definitely. Like I said, I favor the Eagles. It's just a matter of how much they score. Probably that's probably kind of where we're at with that. But should be a decent game. I kind of want to see the Falcons bounce back though, because their division getting kind of thick with the Saints and the Bucks.
Right.
You got the Falcons. I kind of want to see them, put up a fight.
For all we know, it could be a ground game with Bijan versus Saquon. That'll be fun to watch. And who's going to score the most touchdowns as the running back? That could also happen tomorrow because we didn't see much of Bijan last week. Making an impact. So
they didn't highlight him enough, and I don't know if he's that workhorseman type guy. I mean, he's crazy talented.
Yeah.
But the Falcons, I think they got to figure out, Kirk Cousins, like protect him the best as possible because he just can't move.
Yeah.
And use that running game a little more. So I think it's gonna be a good game. Monday Night Football. We'll talk about it. So I think both of us were saying under for that game. Now, just to recap, I didn't pull the tape, but last week when we talked about Monday night, let's see who played.
I took the L, man. I know.
I actually forgot. Like, what was the game last week? Let me see. Let me go back.
Well, we talked about the Dolphins. Yeah, we talked about the Dolphins.
Well, that was a Thursday game, but last Monday was. Oh, that was the Jets. No, okay. Was it the Jets? No. Okay. No, the Thursday. Okay, yeah.
It was Thursday. We talked about Thursday.
Last we talked about the Thursday game, and I took the under, which I did hit. Bills Dolphins. They scored 41 points total. That was under the 53 or whatever. You predicted it'll shoot over the 50.
Yeah. I was drinking too much of the Kool-Aid. I know.
Hey. That's what I'm saying. What I've learned is in sports, like I just you cannot pick with your heart, man. I tell you, I love it.
What's crazy is I would still pick the over, just because that's who I am. But it was a rough Thursday, for me.
I thought it ended up being like a grind out type game. I'm surprised the Bills even scored 31 points, really, but that was more to that the Dolphins, just wasn't moving the ball.
I feel like the Dolphins beat themselves, to be honest, as well, too. It wasn't. It was.
But we'll be back Tuesday. Again, we got one more segment here, but Tuesday we'll be back with our power ranking show Tuesday night, and we'll see we'll see what happened with this Monday game.
So I'm 0-1 right now. I'll take it. Well, no, 0-2, right? 0-2 because you're 1-1 because we talked about the Jets. So
yeah, I think because we both lost with the Jets because I took the points on the Jets and they got blowed out. So I'm 1-1. You're 0-2 right now. I gotta keep proper track of all this stuff. But all in good fun. It's just these highlight games. We definitely want to spotlight them. So final segment we want to talk about today with Night Views. Again, this is the NFL post-game Sunday night post-game show, but we mixing other sports, and we've been keeping an eye on this Heisman stuff. Right now, the headline here is Arch Manning of Texas makes a huge jump. Why? Because Ewers, the starting quarterback, got injured. This was the guy that destroyed the Michigan Wolverines. He gets hurt in his latest game. Arch Manning comes in. Yeah, that Arch Manning, the nephew of Peyton and Eli, right? Son of Cooper Manning, I believe. And they all say that Cooper had the best genes in the family. He was the most athletic. His son's looking like Arch Manning has some legs on him, man. And he put up what they say 4 touchdown passes and a 5th touchdown on the ground. Insane. Those are Heisman type numbers. Redshirt freshman. So what does this do to the odds? So it's a whole list here, but all these names don't matter, okay? So we're gonna stay at the top here. My running favorite, which I've been saying, the tape is here. I've been saying this for like 3 weeks now. Cam Ward of Miami of Florida is the best player in the nation. He's the best quarterback. I love his throw motions, his arm angles. Yep. He's in the ACC. His formula to win is keep putting up 5 touchdowns a game, but y'all got to run the table. Yep. They cannot lose a game and then see what you do in the playoffs, right? So he's in the lead. Jackson Dart, I saw some of him at the Mississippi guy. I saw a little bit of the clips. He seems kind of raw still, so I don't really see, I'm not really like on his bandwagon yet. Jalen Monroe, this guy can't throw. I don't know why
listen, that
he can't throw.
Talk about a hard game to watch. I had him on a spread for Saturday night, Alabama.
Yeah,
I was like, why is this team ranked? Like it was hard to watch, man. Like it was really hard to watch him play quarterback.
He's terrible at quarterback. Like I don't understand people throwing him up. I know it's Alabama, okay, like I get it, right? Yeah. Everyone wants to put Alabama, SEC. That's another thing as well. But just watch this guy play just 3 drives in a row. You're going to see terrible throws, inaccuracies. And he can run. Yes, he can run. Oh, great. Every quarterback can run now. Okay, that's not special anymore.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
So the NFL is showing you that's not the formula anymore to be a great quarterback in the league.
This dude was only 12 of 17, under 200 yards passing. Like, okay, 17 passes, and you think you're a pro throwing the ball? Come on now. Like, let's stop this. Let's stop this Jalen Monroe stuff. Nico Amalive from Tennessee, I think he's as good as advertised.
Yes.
Kind of going down. Dylan Gabriel, Oregon, got a good. Carson Beck fell down.
Yeah.
He fell down. This is the guy said this is J.J. McCarthy. He's a pro. He got a pro body, pro style.
Yeah.
Georgia barely won against Kentucky, unranked Kentucky. Georgia's number 1.
Yeah.
They barely won 13-12. Carson Beck looked shook out there.
I don't know if he was having a bad night or what was going on, but
I wasn't feeling it. And he's right where he should be. I mean, he's out of the top 5 right now. Arch Manning's making that jump up there. And honorable mention, I would say Miller Moss of USC. He replaced Caleb Williams with USC, putting up numbers. So all I will say, top 3 is really what matters. Cam Ward should be the favorite. I see some movements after that. Maybe the Tennessee guy can come up there. And Arch Manning, if he plays enough, he's going to get the attention.
Well, we mentioned that last week with Arch Manning. It's a matter of when you get these moments, you need to show up and show out. And every time he gets that chance, that's what he's been doing, man. And when you have that Manning gene, I mean, you've watched Manning, growing up and so on and so forth. So it's like, this is the type of guy, when he gets that moment, he's going to go all out. And I could see him making that big jump. And honestly, I could see him taking over Texas if it continues, So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll definitely see again week to week. We'll kind of keep an eye on the movement, but I think one mainstay is Cam Ward. I mean, just the dude's a
Yeah.
can't miss.
Dolphins need to tank and get him first round in the
Gotta
next
get Cam Ward.
round.
Might as well, bro,
I
because
want him. I need him.
yeah, he's for real. He's for real. So we're gonna close out here again with the Sunday NFL post game for Night Views, where again we're talking the most popular topics in sports right now. NFL is kind of king, but coming up real soon, WNBA playoffs. We are fans of Caitlin Clark on this platform, and we close that. And in the playoffs pretty soon for the WNBA. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but Tuesday we'll update y'all with that and talk about any news with that. And again, anything notable in college. But Tuesday also I'll be unveiling my power tiers, power rankings, and I want to see what Carlos thinks of that. Again, there's been some movements.
I like it. I'm excited.
My MVP list as well on Tuesday. And as I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, check out the links in the description. Carlos' channel, he does tons of reactions of the popular games each week.
Yes,
and I'm working on a couple different series on the SYL ABDUL Sports channel. That link's in the description as well too. Any last thing you want to throw out there, Carlos?
Man, first of all, shout out to the WNBA. I've been making all my money on bets on WNBA. You know, like it's been fun to watch, man. Like I've literally been keeping up with all the games. Like I feel like I'm a WNBA expert now. Like I have to toot my, lower my head a little bit, but yeah, man, it's been fun watching. The competition is there, man. It sucks not having Angel Reese out there, but yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for to see how playoffs is gonna be and what we got moving forward, man.
Yeah, we'll have the schedule and everything. Like I said, Tuesday, we'll make sure we bring that up because it's a few tiebreaker. Basically, of course, it's 8 seeds, in the WNBA, and it's for the whole league. Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever, they're clinched the 6th seed. So there's 6th seed. They get the 3rd team. Hopefully, they don't play the defending champs, Las Vegas Aces, first round, because they cannot match up with the Aces. Those are the champs for a reason. But I think this is going to be the biggest ratings for women's basketball history. With the Fever and the playoffs. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Honestly, what I'm hoping that this does is with all these ratings and the numbers and stuff, I want more teams, man. I want more teams around the world for WNBA. Get a team out here in Miami. I feel like the market's there for it. Like we're seeing the growth. You only have 8 teams now in the playoffs. Eventually, it'll broaden out and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I'm loving what we getting. The competition.
So
is
I just saw WNBA playoff starts a week from today. So next Sunday.
Okay.
They'll be tipping off. By Tuesday, we should know who's locked in and what matchup. So we'll have a little WNBA playoff preview for our Tuesday show.
Okay.
It's the power ranking show, but we fit in other stuff as well too. So we'll go and slide on out of here. Looking forward to the Monday Night Football game and seeing if I'm right and Carlos is wrong again. We'll see. We'll see how that goes there. But shout out to everyone that's been checking us out. We did some great numbers on Twitter calls. If you don't know it,
I'm seeing it right now. Shout out to Twitter.
Yeah, we got some numbers there, so that's really cool. And then as far as on YouTube. Again, shout out to y'all support. Keep smashing like, keep subscribing to all these platforms. SYL ABDUL Sports, Real Talk Productions as well. So till next time, we'll see y'all Tuesday. And I won't try to be too hard on your favorite team.
All right, y'all. Peace.